Hey y'all, so in this video we'll be going over Active Directory. We'll be going over a bunch of commands, whether it's the users, groups, or the administrators, and we'll be going over everything that intertwines with that with PowerShell. So remember to like and subscribe. Hope you like it. In Chapter 11, it'll be automating Active Directory. One of the best products for automate with PowerShell is Microsoft Active Directory. Employees are constantly entering, leaving, and moving around the organization, a dynamic system that's needed to keep track of every shifting flux of employees, and that's where AD comes in. ID pros have performed repetitive and similar tasks to AD, making it a perfect site for automation. Prerequisites, the only thing, if you want to have it in Active Directory, you can. Mine's currently not going to be. So a lot of these beginning commands you need to download. So what you're going to need for this and able to get what is the remote server administration tools for Windows 10. You'll need those for this section and able to use a lot of the commands that we're about to use. So you just click on this download command, it's going to have a download, and then click the 64. There'll be an x86 as well, and then you'll download the 64, and then it'll just be right there. And then with that, we'll get started with the commands that need to be ran. So we'll start off by doing git module. And then we'll do name, active directory, and then we'll do tac list. So right now, with that module that we just downloaded, Active Directory will be right there. So now we can get the commands that are going to be associated with that. So we can do git command, tac module, and then we're able to do Active Directory, and then do tac verb, git, and then do tac noun. Then you can do star, computer, star. So command needs to be spelled right. Oh. Just like that. So then we'll have that, and then we'll go on. So you get those two, and then you'll do the exact same thing. Remove computer at the very end, put user there. You'll get those two, and then you'll get these last four with group. So have all 8 of those commands. Now we'll be filtering objects from here. So with these new commands that we just have now, AD user, and then tac filter, and then star. So because we are not on an actual environment, it would have been able to grab that. And so what it would have done, it would have showed the actual user that's a part of this environment, the distinguished name, enabled, the name that's a part of it, object class, the GUID, SAM name, and a bunch of other variables that are all going to be parsed apart inside of there if you would have had an actual directory. So if you created an Active Directory, spin up 2 VMs if your computer that you're on supports that, that'd be excellent. My laptop here doesn't support that, so I can't do that. So we have search, AD, account, and then account inactive, tac inactive, and then time span. And then what it has is 90.00:00:00 users only. So what this would show is the search AD account command that returns the object type of Microsoft Active Directory management AD users. This is the same object type of the command to get AD users. So this is a native command that the search AD account can be a good shortcut when you're using the git command and feel stuck trying to figure out the syntax to use the filter parameter. So we got 2 more commands that are on this page. So we got get AD user, and then tac filter, and then double quotes SAM account name is equal to, and then you would have, they have JJ Jones, and then you'd have to do that in single quotes, and then you're able to do double quotes again. It's going to look for that user, and then it would parse apart that user. So you can do that, and then another way, easier way, a lot cleaner. Let's go like this. So you go get AD user, identify, and then identify, and then you can do JJ Jones right there. So a little bit different way of how that syntaxing works. So I'll copy all this over, put this into the Obsidian notes, just like that. Just like that. And then one last one. also include, so it says search users. We'll actually go back and we'll just include all of these actually. Just make it a little bit easier so you guys can reference them in the GitHub. There is also, did find out that there is a directory that's associated with all of the book. So with the whole book, you're able to go and grab this PowerShell directory. So what this is, I'll show it right here. You're able to go here, and inside of here, it has each part. So you can go to 2, and then inside of here, we'll go to automating, and then right here, this is the section right now. So pretty cool. You have the CSV that's already included. You got the PowerShell scripts. So this is what we're about to work on in a little bit. So you can open this with open, and then open, and you're able to look at all the information. And then this is what's actually going to be running in just a second when we get to that. So just wanted to let you all know that that should be looked up. You just look up the PowerShell for sysadmins on GitHub, and you're going to find it. So then this next, what we got, it says finding user accounts that haven't changed their password in 30 days. So that's the next thing we're going to look for. So it is get AD user tag filter star tag properties password last set, pipe that to select name password last set. So then this will sort through every single one and show when they were all. So really cool command. That'd be really nice and able to just make sure that everyone is, but you should also have the policies. So it's a little bit irrelevant, especially when you have like a password reset that should be done, but I guess it's good. Error checking would be checking 30-day password. So next, what it has is $today equals get tag date, and then from there it says 30 days ago equals today dot add days, and then -30. And then what they have is get AD user filter password last set less than, and then they have the $30 days ago in single quotes, and then that'll do the exact same comparison factor that we just did. So those 3 lines, exact same. So we got that, and then it says creating and changing AD objects. Now that you know how to define existing AD objects, let's learn how to change and create them. This section is divided into 2 parts, one with dealing the users and computers, and one with dealing with the groups. So this one is using computers. So we're going to go into here and we're going to do schema equal to directory services. There's a lot that's going to be written out here, so just make sure that you're typing everything correctly, because there are going to be some sections that might have a misclick of 1 or 2. One of the biggest things with just scripting and programming in general is a lot of single lines, single words that are misspelled. So Active Directory schema, so the brackets, colon, get current schema, and then parentheses. So we got that. all of this would be working if you have Active Directory all set up. And then with that, user class equals schema find class single quotes user, and just like that. And the last line that we got is this $user class dot get all properties parentheses dot name. So what this is going to do, you're going to have a schema, which is Active Directory dot services Active Directory schema. So it gets the schema that you're looking for, and then it's going to check and find for the users inside of it, and then from there you're going to get all the properties. Boom. Copy this line. So how they have it is it's getTech 80 user filter the given equals to Jane, and the surname is Jones, so J Jones, and then you're going to switch it to Smith. So what they're doing is switching the user, and then they're showing after the fact the user and the variable change. So let's get started with that. So there's a few lines, there's going to be 4 lines that we're going to be doing, because how they have it is get AD user, all the filtering, get AD user, filtering, and then they do 2 more to change the department as well. So get AD user, let's just clear this out, CLS, so then get AD user, filter, double quotes, given name, and then single quotes, then tac and then surname is another part of the CSV that they have, equal to Jones, and single quotes, and then double quotes, finish it off, pipe that into the set AD user, and then we're going to set it as the surname of Smith in single quotes. So that line will work, and then almost the exact same thing. So we're going to do get AD user, filter on the given name, and then equal to Jane, and the surname, we're going to remove this part, is Smith, and that second line is then going to show what we need. So then we're going to do the same thing with the get AD user here. And it's get AD user filter, the given name is Jane and surname is equal to Smith. And then we're going to pipe that into set AD user. Oh, make sure that you get the perfect spot where you can tab. So it'd be ADU and then tab. And then from there, department is title that we have, and then in single quotes HR, and then title and director. So then finally the last line, the only difference is it's going to be able to show the properties of the given name, surname, department, and the title. So since in this line we set it, since that's exactly what it says, we set it, we're going to then, so these top 2 lines, both of these are setting the variables, and the second 2 lines are presenting based on those variables. So then we're going to do properties, given name, surname, department and title. So with all of that, then we're able to look into all this information, and we're going to see all the changes that have now occurred. So it says finally you can create AD objects that use the new AD command. Creating new AD objects is similar to changing existing objects, but here you don't have to access the identity parameter. Creating a new AD computer account is easy to run. A new AD computer, TAC name, foo, like an AD user can be created with AD user. So you have AD computer or new AD user TAC name. So I'll actually include both of those right here. So you have new tag AD user, and then we have tag name foo, and then new AD computer, and then we have name Adam is what they have. So from there you can add groups. So groups is trickier than the users and computers. One way to think about it is groups is a container for many AD objects. In this sense, a group is a bunch of things, but at the same time, it's a single container, meaning that just like the users and computers, a group is a singular AD object. That means you can query, create, and change groups the same way you would a user and computer, with a few slight differences. Maybe your organization created a few departments called Adam Bertram Lovers, and it's bursting into the seams with new employees. Now you need to create a group with this name, list 11 tax 6. Listing 11 tax 6 shows that example of how to create such a group. You can use the description parameter to pass in a string, the group description, and the group scope parameter to ensure that the group creates a scope of domain locals. You can have this of choosing global or universal here, as well as that if you're required. So we have new tech AD group, and then inside here tech name, and then Adam Bertram Lovers. In single quotes from here we have description, and then in single quotes all Adam Bertram Lovers in the company, single quotes, and then group scope is going to be domain local. So then with that we can then go, once the group exists, you can modify it as you would a user and computer. To change the description, for example, you would do this. So you go get tag AD group, and then with AD group you can identify, and then Adam, you don't even need to put it in quotes now, so Adam Bertram Lovers, and then pipe that to set AD group description more Adam Bertram Lovers. So from here then we can go they get AD group, identify Adam Bertram Lovers, and then add a group members, and then we can do the J Jones. So exactly like what we did before, you can do get AD group, and then you're going to do identity, and then Adam Bertram Lovers, and then you're going to pipe that into the adding of the AD group member, and then members J Jones. I'm not even going to put it in. The reason why I'm not putting it anymore is I know it's not going to work because I don't have this user created, and I also don't have Active Directory, so I'll just keep on writing these commands explaining how it works and everything. So right now you would have added J Jones into the Adam Bertram Lovers group, and then this next one is going to be the AD group. You can add this to the identity, exact same as before, just copy and paste, and then we're going to go to remove, AD group member, they have AD group member members, I only have AD group member, and then J Jones. So just like that. So, alright, so project 5 in this section is creating an employee provisioning script. Let's bring all together and tackle real world scenarios. Your company has hired a new employee, and you are the system administrator. Now you have to perform a series of actions, creating an AD user, creating the computer account, and adding them to a specific group. You build a script and you automate the whole process, but before you start the process and really any project is important to figure out what the script will do and write down any informational definitions for the script. You need the AD user, which will. There are 5 bullets. First one is dynamically create a user for the users based on the first and last name. Second is create and assign the user a random password. 3 is force the user to change the password at logon. 4th is set the department attributes based on the department given. And the 5th is assign the user to internal employee's number. So we'll go back to what I showed you earlier. So inside of here, pretty sure that we're going to have this new employee. So this script is right here. So inside of here, we have a few parameters that we're going to list out. So we have first name, last name, the department, and employee number. So all of these parameters making it mandatory. So you have to do this. You have to put a first name, have to put a last name, you have to do department, and you have to employee number. And they also, all of them have to be not null or empty. So they have to have something inside of the first name, last name, department, and the employee number. So we have a try-catch function. The importance of this is error handling, proper error handling. So then with this, you go in here and it says while this, so you see how this is a 2. So it says the username is first name string and then the last name. So it's going to input that into the username. That's how it's going to be defined. So that's going to be the first, only looking for that first variable. So such as myself, Matthew Iverson, so it'd be M Iverson. That would be the username, and then the $I is equal to 2, and then while, and then you go through this, and it's going to be basically verification. So it says right here, while the loop to check for different variations of the username, if the original is already taken, in this case, if the first initial and last name is taken, try the first, second initial, and the last name, and third initial, etc., until the unique name is found. So ensure we didn't exhaust all username options. If username is like the first name, throw no available usernames could be found. So this is basically all error checking, tracking, making sure. So then it's gonna check the department, the group, and else it creates a random password also, and then it's gonna send that through and then give all the parameters that's gonna fill in all of what we need and able to create that Active Directory user. So sets that all. And then if command that should process AD username, create AD first, create the user, and then it's going to set all of these, and then it's going to add, it's going to run this line first, then it's going to run this with all of these after the fact. So really good script. I like it. So a couple of things that they have inside here is they define each of the lines, they go through these processes, and then they talk about the whole script, basically exactly how I just did. So we're now on page 149, syncing from other data sources. So then, with project 6, creating a syncing script, mapping to data sources. So they're looking at 2 things now. It looks like they're looking at this script, and then they're also looking at the employees file. So the employees file has a few names. So it has first, last, department, and manager, and then it has the 4 individual users. So going back to here, we'll look around here. So they have the sync fields map. So I'll go through this a little bit more because I need to understand sync fields map. So given that you know the header of the CSV and the proprietary name and the AD, you can build a mapping hash table with the values of the CSV field as a key and the AD attribute name as a value. So it's literally just grabbing those values from the CSV and then putting it in here so then we're able to read it. So it's going in parameters, going and grabbing the CSV path, and then it's going to digest this data. So it's validate not null, exactly like the exact same last script. And then we're going to try map properties, CSV, and property name. And then we're going to go from here, go around, and then create a unique ID on the fly and make that property. And then goes down, read the CSV, and select objects calculating the properties to do the conversion. So then we're writing right here, select object property properties. So it's grabbing those lines. So now from here, function get acme employee from AD, and then it's going to compare those to the actual Active Directory, and then find the user match. You're going to see which of the users are available and which ones are there, and then find all the CSV and AD user account matches. So then it's going to verify from based upon that. So go through all this. Yep. Checks which ones are in the environment. And that's everything that we had. So these two scripts, I'll post this and I'll connect this in the bottom in the description down below. It'll be linked over to the actual the PowerShell for sysadmins GitHub. And then so it says, in summary, in this chapter we familiarize with Active Directory PowerShell modules. You can learn how to create and update users, computers, and groups. I think that these are really good scripts that you can use in your environment if you need to use these. There's always, like, if you understand how these things work, and there's scripts and tools that are already out there, you can use these and manipulate these and able to work best for whatever your environment is. So really good access to resources. And then it says in the next two chapters we'll be going to the cloud. We'll continue our journey in automating all the things and look at automating some common tasks done in both Microsoft Azure and Amazon Web Services. So I learned a couple things. I like this, really good. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Hope you like it. Subscribe. Peace.